It's Week 16 of the National Football League, and we'll get a look here at wideout A.J. Brown. He's on the doorstep of another milestone in a great season, approaching 1,200 yards. It's the Eagles and the Commanders, and it's all up next.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you talk about this Commanders team coming into play here today.
They come in playing pretty good football. Winners of 4 of their last 6 games. Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Eagles, they come in just in an absolute free fall. Losers of 7 in a row.
And this is where you turn to your best players and look at them and say, can you guide us out of this? We've got to be better than what we've shown.
The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. Out come the Eagles for the first time, and the man in charge at quarterback in his 5th year now, Jalen Hurts.
I loved his quote during the week. If I were a defensive back, I would have wanted to play against me last week as well. He's trying to eliminate those turnovers, those interceptions, and get back on the positive side of the ledger throwing touchdown passes.
Yeah, had 4 of those picks, led to the loss.
They run with a dangerous Saquon Barkley.
And he'll hope that this is not a sign of what's in store as he has to fight just to get back to the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain on the game's first play. And it's 2nd down now.
You talk about this Washington defense.
They're going to need to be strong against the run in this one.
Numbers don't tell you everything, but they do paint a pretty good picture. We're talking about 2 top 5 units going at each other. One in running the ball, one in stopping the run. I think this is going to be a whole lot of fun myself.
4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. I think defensively you're okay with that. You're in the first quarter. He's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that, you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch. Now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
The Eagles at 4-10 now on the year, and they come in just an absolute free fall. Losers now, Charles, of 7 in a row.
And I think this is where, in a locker room, a lot of the team looks to their best players and even silently asks for them to guide them out of this. You know, we've got to be better than what we've shown. We need you to lead us.
Try to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, this Washington defense, Charles, terrific in the victory a week ago.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
And he's already got 2 catches on the opening drive. They know he's going to be a handful.
And sometimes you game plan for that offensively. You want to make sure that guy touches the ball, and sometimes it just happens naturally. And then you change your game plan. When he has the hot hand, you keep going back to him because he's running routes with confidence as the game goes on.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. The numbers for him from a week ago, a boatload of carries, 117 yards.
And the way they ran the ball last week has to bring a smile to the faces of the entire coaching staff, because not only are they seeing a back pile up yardage, they're seeing an offensive line in sync, and that bodes well this late in the season.
Running again with Barkley on second down.
And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
Hurts with a little pop pass on the jet sweep.
Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. This will wind up a loss on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Well, they tried to catch him by surprise, I think, there with that little pop pass on 3rd down, but no luck.
You're right about no luck, but I did like the idea. I like the thought process. Make an unconventional call on 3rd down sometimes. It can pop big. In this case, it didn't.
And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a 1st down. A solid pickup of 5 and a very solid 4th down conversion. And defensively, pure frustration. They keep it with Barkley on 1st down. Heck of a broken tackle and able to work this down near the 23. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're hoping to do it consistently here. And he rifles one incomplete.
Chance so good, he's going to be a very busy guy. 2 catches already in this opening drive, and they were looking his way for a 3rd.
I think they put this defense on notice that could be a really, really frequent combination. They'll try to run for it with Barkley. And Barkley did not get there. Defensively, they rallied the troops to force 4th down after that 7-yard pickup back on 1st.
That's a really alert defense there, because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
So Hurts is off, and on comes Jake Elliott for the Eagle field goal.
From the left hash, it's a 42-yard attempt. The kick by Elliott is good. And the Eagles, they take a 3-0 lead. So the opening drive does yield points, maybe not the 7 they wanted, but they'll take the 3.
Accumulating 1st downs does not go up on the scoreboard, but it does go into the DNA of a team that's trying to establish itself to start a game. That has to feel pretty good for them. They'll take the 3.
Yeah, they had 3 first downs and 3 points.
And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. So the Commanders make their way out on offense for the first time here. And it's the rookie Jaden Daniels, the number 2 overall pick, leading the way.
And despite the 3 touchdown passes he threw, there's a lot to work on this week, wasn't there?
Oh, ton of interception.
Yeah, I mean, when you're going really with almost a 1-to-1 ratio, that's not going to work for you well at all. Not over the long haul. The beauty, though, somehow found a way to win.
Yeah, they still got the win last week. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 20 carries, 75 yards, and a touchdown.
Has 9 rushing touchdowns on the season, so a lot of credit has to go to the rest of the offense, because you know those big guys up front are doing work. But now, the goal is to get to 10. And don't for a second think that the defense doesn't know that. They'd like to do their best to keep him out of the end zone in this one.
And he'll earn a couple of tough yards past the 30 to the 31. You look at this Eagle defense.
Against the pass, just numbers that they haven't liked. Number 30 in the league right now.
And I think you're going to see some changes in the offseason, whether it's through the draft, free agency, maybe even both. They definitely need some help in the secondary.
To the air goes Daniels. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
Tress Way on 4th down is sent out to punt.
He punted 5 times in the win last week as this one's away. Rodgers on the return. They'll call this a 41-yard punt, 7 on the return.
And it will be Eagles football, 1st and 10. The Eagles offense led by their running back headed out for the second possession. And he continues to be a nuisance for opposing defenses that are tasked with trying to slow him down. He's currently 2nd in the NFL in rushing.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley. And he'll be taken down right around the 34 after a pickup of only a yard.
Oh, there's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle. But give him credit, he tried barreling through anyway. They're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
From the gun, it's Hurts.
This will be caught by Brown.
And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. Hurts connecting there with Brown for the Eagles first.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
3 tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10. They'll give it to Barkley off the option play.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
2nd down, here's Barkley again.
And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line.
They just keep trying, but so far, finding no room for him to run.
None whatsoever. In fact, you run the numbers. He's under 3 yards a carry at the moment. A good chance this is 4-down territory if they're unable to convert. But right now looking at a 3rd and 3.
Hurts sets up to throw it. And that ball incomplete, nearly intercepted. Took a chance with that one. It'll lead to a 4th down.
How about this defense? They came up with a couple big plays in this sequence, and none better than the one right there, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
They're going on 4th down with Hurts. And the Washington pressure gets to him. He will go down.
The Eagles unable to convert there on 4th.
And the Commanders come through with a 4th down stand.
Well, it was too far for a field goal try. You don't really gain a whole lot out of a punt, so I don't think you have much of a problem with that, do you?
No, not at all. I think it's the right play, the exact right play, because even if you want to play defense and pin them deep, you know how hard it is for a punter to knock one dead inside the 10-yard line. That's not necessarily easily done. So I think going for it there was the right call.
So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 44.
Throwing now is Daniels. Got this complete to Jahan Dotson.
And that's good for a gain of 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
And I think he just wanted to get the ball to one of his playmakers to see if they can make something happen, but he ends up throwing into a crowded area. And after the catch, he isn't able to do much with it.
2nd down and 4.
Up the middle with Eckler.
And a pretty athletic run right there as he's going to get this down inside the 40. 10 yards there, good for a Washington 1st down.
How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary. That led to a really nice gain.
Knifes his way forward here, but just 3 yards on the play, 2nd down. Well, these two division rivals, the schedule maker gave them a couple of second-half meetings this year. They met for the first time back in Week 11, and it was the Commanders who picked up the road victory, so they'll be fighting for the season sweep in this one.
And tough sledding. He'll get maybe a yard, stop short of the 35.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
To throw is Daniels. going to be brought down here in the backfield. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
The lessons will continue, but this rookie, he's got to learn how to read situations just a little bit better. That far behind the line, he's got to find a way to get rid of the football and not take the sack, whether it's with his legs or just throwing it away.
Now the former Oklahoma Sooner Tress Way on to punt the football. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. The Eagles offense making their way back out as we take a look at the playoff picture in the NFC. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. They begin with a run by Barkley. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. It was Cleveland Ferrell who was able to rush in and make that tackle.
But that's not an easy play for a defensive end because most of his responsibility has him getting upfield and working. But how about his vision to see where the play was going, crashed down inside, and tackled him for a loss.
Here's Hurts to throw. And this incomplete. He tried to check it down to his running back and nearly had the ball picked.
Well, partner, guaranteed they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make 3rd down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big 3rd down play in order to pick up the up.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And it's a tremendous return as they finally get him at about the 10-yard line. Charles, that makes now 5 interceptions and not even 5 quarters. Remember, he threw 4 picks last week.
And this turns into a tough situation because a lot of fans, the first thing is, oh, well, we need to change quarterbacks. This is your guy. This is your elite player. You can't just take him out like that. If I'm the coach, I make a little joke and say, you know something, big guy? We're going to change the football. So it's obvious that's the problem. It's not you. Keep firing.
And the Washington offense heading out. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. We'll see if they can do better here on this drive. So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. Zacchaeus here hauling it in. And he'll score. Touchdown, Commanders. Olamide Zacchaeus, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Commanders have answered that early field goal to take a first-quarter lead.
The catch and the touchdown, they were the end result of a terrific route run by the receiver.
Joey Sly on for the extra point. He's got it. They'll see that opening drive field goal and raise it a touchdown, and that makes it 7-3. Nice, tidy little drive there, getting the ball in excellent field position, and only 1 play to score it. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead. Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure you're back. You spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
Hurts. Over the middle, complete. That's Smith. And Devontae going to pick up the Eagles' first down as the tackle going to be made up at the 37. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. A first down carry for Barkley. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. Decided to hand it off that time on the run-pass option.
Appeared to be an easy decision. Just gave it inside. Nice steady gain.
Here's 2nd and 3. A handoff to Barkley on the option. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up.
Sometimes you get all those big guys down there in one spot, and there's just nowhere to go. And in this case, the defensive tackle used his strength and swallowed him up.
Throwing is Hurts. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
Normally, I'd say this will lead to a punt attempt, but this offense already shown in the first half that they'll go for it on 4th down.
Well, they should have already said, punt it, punt it. Head coach have already made that decision.
On is the punter man as he boots this one away.
And a fair catch signaled for and taken just outside the 20-yard line. No return, but it goes down as just a punt of 31 yards.
And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10.
They started on the ground with Eckler.
And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it. And it's 2nd down.
Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. Second quarter now from our nation's It's Washington in possession of the football as they've got a 2nd and 8 forthcoming. Eckler now between the tackles. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. But now he appears to be in some pain. And not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment. 1st and 10, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. A jumbo package look. Now Daniels. There's a short one pulled in by Sinnott. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
And there wasn't much room for the big tight end to do much after the catch. But at least he was able to pick up a solid gain to help his offense continue to move in the right direction.
Ball at the 40 here for 2nd and 5. Here's Daniels. There's a short one pulled in by Sinnott. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down.
When an offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
They'll run for the first time here with Brian Robinson. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
But they're certainly not neglecting their run duties as well as they ate up the blockers in front and allowed the secondary to get home.
Off the play fake, Daniels. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. Loss of 10 as multiple defenders get to him.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Daniels looking to throw. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Brandon Graham make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
Well, that was their 3rd sack of the ball game. 2nd in the league in sacks coming into this one. They're planning on making it a race to the top, aren't they?
Absolutely. They're looking up at that top spot, but they might be looking down at the 2nd spot pretty soon. Here's Tressway now as he's on to punt for Washington. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. On the return, it's Rodgers. Just a yard return there after a punt of 49. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. The Eagles offense and Jalen Hurts ready to take over once more. And he's been a real threat in the red zone and beyond. As you take a look at the NFL leaders in rushing touchdowns by a QB, you'll notice he's worked his way into the top 5 at this point of the season. They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34.
From the lineman to the guy running with it, that was a well-executed 1st down by the offense. With 2 shots left to get the first, you can get a little aggressive here on 2nd down if you want and try for some bigger yardage.
On 2nd down and 4, Hurts. It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's 3rd down.
They made a nice effort to stick him with a loss for that play, but it's going to take more than that to keep him from advancing the ball. Should be an entertaining battle anytime he tucks and runs over the second half of this contest.
The offense on 3rd down, they've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. Here it's 3rd and 2. They'll give it to Barkley off the option play. And he is going to have an Eagles 1st down by a couple of yards as they're able to get 4 there on 3rd and 2.
There are a lot of different formulas to winning football, but one constant over the years, winning on 3rd down. That pickup there was big because they had struggled throughout this one.
They'll run it again with Barkley. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front. because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 40. A gain of 18 and a new set of downs.
One of my old teammates called me the other day when he was watching the game. He's like, man, trying to watch an NFL game and trying to account for their passing game, that's difficult. And just when you think you get everything covered, here comes a back out of the backfield. And in this case, he picks up a first down.
Out of the shotgun, they run with Barkley. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. One of the best of the last decade or so, Bobby Wagner in to bring him down.
So, my man, I pose this question to you. How do you get to be the number 2 defense against the rush in the NFL?
Be better than number 3, I guess.
Okay, right.
And make plays like that, right?
Well, you know, you're right. At its basic, be better than number 3, but you really nailed it. Make plays like that on a consistent basis.
And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain. Here comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on third down. They'll set up a throw. They'll set up the screen to Barkley. And he'll go down to the ground at the 39, and obviously that's well short of the first. That's going to bring up 4th down, only a gain of 2 there.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. And they'll get it back within a point at 7-6. So a favorable bounce that time, to say the least, and he's able to convert the field goal there from long distance.
Yeah, the guys behind the end zone didn't need to hike the net up for this one. That thing was a dying quail, but he finds a way to boink it off the crossbar and make it drop through.
And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30. The Commanders preparing for their next possession. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
From the 33, here's 2nd and 5.
Let's go now.
Looking to throw. Daniels. That's complete. Terry McLaurin with it. And McLaurin going to pick up a Commander's first down as he'll get this up past the 40. It's a gain of 8, and it'll wind up moving the chains. Running on first down, Eckler. And they're going to him him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. And trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there.
Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders. So a tough situation to overcome here. 3rd and 17. Back to throw. Daniels on the screen. This is Eckler. And he gets this only to the 41. Not near enough for the first. They do get 7 out of that, but not enough to prevent a 4th down.
And that's a play that's not uncommon on 3rd and long, because the offense is just hoping that somehow they can get a guy in space and follow some blockers downfield. Does a pretty nice job there getting a few yards, but he ends up getting stopped before he can get the first down.
It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return, and they will take over 1st and 10. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. And he almost gets this to the 30, taken down about a yard shy.
Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts.
And this is incomplete.
Had an open man that time. They ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely, just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. Up the middle with Barkley. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable third down because they had incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
They'll look to throw here.
Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted.
And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line.
Well, these defensive coaches, they sure like what they've got in this rookie corner. And with good reason, as you saw there.
He only cost him a day 2 pick, and a lot of people thought he had first-round ability. But when he was available on draft night, that was one where you didn't need the full time to make the selection. You call that pick in early, and he shows why he was so coveted with that interception there.
So out comes Washington's offense to take over. And they'll have good field position here following the interception and a chance to build on their lead as they start with a 1st and 10.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Throwing to start the drive. Daniels.
This a quick slant, and he's got Terry McLaurin.
And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped.
15 yards the pickup, 1st down Washington.
If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
On the catch, it's Crowder. And this will be a gain of 6 when it's all said and done, down to the 15 from the 21. And this offense on 3rd down today, not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 4.
Working out of the gun, Daniels. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And the Commanders are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense, got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them.
Eckler diving for the end zone, and he is in. Touchdown.
Well, Brandon, he just followed his nose, and his nose took him to the end zone. But how about the big guys up front? Give him at least a stalemate in order to find that space.
Yeah, the O-line won the battle in the trenches there, didn't they?
Slide for the PAT.
And it's up. It's good. Our score, 14-6. So that drive spanned 5 plays.
And it's Austin Eckler who finishes things off with a touchdown run. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession.
Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10.
Right at the 30. They'll start this drive out on the ground. Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. A reminder that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll check in with Jonathan Coachman from Orlando. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half of play.
Now 2nd and 3. In motion right, that's Hardman. Throwing on 2nd and 3. Hurts.
That's caught by the big tight end, Dallas Goedert. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. 22 yards there, a first down.
But that last throw, Charles, puts him over 15,000 yards passing now for his career.
And Brandon, they're not going to stop the game and give him the game ball here, but that's still a pretty impressive number, and he's got plenty of more good football ahead of him. Although I would say the team should give him a game ball after it's all over.
They'll look to throw now on first down. Complete. Smith has it. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. Throwing again on 2nd down. Hurts. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1. A third field goal in the first half, not what they're looking for as they come up on 3rd down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
Able to find the open man. That's complete.
The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Again, he'll drop to throw.
And that is incomplete. Out of coverage, a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
As soon as he leaked out and began his route, someone on the defensive side broke with him and arrived just in time to separate him from another reception.
2nd and 10. From the gun, it's Hurts. And Hurts is intercepted, his 3rd of the game. Picked off by Quan Martin. And the Commanders are going to have it here just past the 25. A nightmare of a first half for him. That's now 3 interceptions. But Charles, with his talent, if anyone can shake this off and right the ship, it's him.
I agree, because you don't get to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league without developing some major mental toughness. So I expect him to go to the locker room at halftime, hit the reset button, and come out a new guy in half number 2.
The Commanders back out late in this first half. And with an 8-point lead, probably not too much of an impetus to try and do too much here. To the air goes Daniels.
And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
One thing you hope to see out of a rookie tight end is a real concentration when the ball's in the air, and I'm not sure that he didn't, but he has to be prepared for people making a play on it when that ball's up for grabs.
And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts
as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half.
Here comes 3rd and the length of the football.
Here we go. Set. Take it. On left right. Ready.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun.
He's got his target. That's complete.
Now Washington going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime.
Let's go now.
Throwing now is Daniels. Going to be caught downfield by Dotson.
And he is out of bounds inside the 35. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays.
Kind of a dangerous throw there. He's off balance when he gets rid of it. But this is all about a quarterback knowing what he can get away with. And that time, it turns into a completion and a healthy gain as well.
To throw is Daniels. He throws it on the move, but can't connect as that falls incomplete.
It sort of looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But if this defense gets 2 more stops, they can keep them out of that area.
Now a 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, it's Daniels. That's complete to his receiver, McLaurin. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter.
A 42-yard attempt.
So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. Right hash mark of 42-yard attempt. Sly able to put this one through, and that will do it for this first half. So we have reached halftime here in an 11-point contest. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thank you very much. Some critical games going on as teams fight for those final playoff berths. Let's get you around the NFL here in a busy Week 16. We'll kick things off in the NFC when the Giants have traveled down south to take on Atlanta. And it's the home team who are out in front. The man wearing number 18, Kirk Cousins, with 2 touchdown passes for his new squad. From there, we'll head up to Indy to check on the Colts at home at Lucas Oil Stadium. And you can see, currently they trail in that ball game. Tyler Boyd, 2 touchdown catches on the afternoon. Lastly, let's get up to Buffalo to check on the Bills. And they currently trail in that game against the visiting Patriots. Demario Douglas, a touchdown reception. What a treat to watch the rookie in that first half. The number 2 overall pick, Jaden Daniels. He's got a touchdown pass on the ledger as his guys were able to build a double-digit lead. This has certainly been a fun one to watch so far. We knew this was going to be a battle, but we have not been disappointed. This is the kind of game that could wind up hinging on which side could play mistake-free football the rest of the way.
Okay, As always, to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3. Second half about to start. The Commanders have the lead. They'll get it first as we are back underway. And it's a pretty good return here as they'll get this up to the 29. The Commanders' offense and Jaden Daniels getting set for this next possession. And he's been very impactful when using his legs this year, both when the pocket breaks down and by design. You notice his name sits near the top when looking at the league leaders in rushing yards by a quarterback. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better. I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation to pick up those pass rushers because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. Steps away to his left. And he's going to lose a yard or two. Taken down behind the line.
Reed Blankenship able to run him down for a loss of a yard.
This is a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking a lead, and thus far, it hasn't happened. Time's winding down. They don't want to waste this type of performance from these ace pass rushers.
A loss of 1, now a loss of 2, and they're staring at a 3rd and 13.
Well, Brandon, we could see that play developing, and they were hoping that he was going to be able to put a move on the first guy and turn it into a big play. But no such luck. The speed on defense continues to get better and better in the NFL. Pretty nice example there of those guys being able to run from their assignments and finish off that play. Well, it's too early to figure out what kind of adjustments this defense made at halftime, but that's a good start to the second half. They cannot afford to give up more points and fall further behind, so well done to force the punting situation here.
And now the punter, Tress Way, as he sends this one away. And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. The Eagles offense now, they head back on the field. And this group has suffered far too many self-inflicted wounds thus far as we run through some of the mistakes. It's darn near impossible to win in this league when you're turning the ball over at the frequency that they have. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Saquon Barkley
hitting double digits with his 10th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Eagles have got it back to within a score. And that touchdown's going to put him in double digits now for the year. It's his 10th rushing touchdown of the campaign. The call from Nick Sirianni. Let's go for 2 here, he says.
First throw now for the backup Carr. And he's got it. So the try for 2 successful. And with it, they're back within a field goal. I guess the coach looked at the 2-point cheat sheet, said go for it, get it to a 3-point game, and they did it.
Yeah, and sometimes you just throw out time of game. You don't worry about that. There's just a feel sometimes in making that call. And he felt good about what he had for a 2-point conversion. And now they're only down 3 and feeling great about themselves.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Now we get another look at Washington on offense. Their lead down to a field goal now as they start with a 1st and 10. Motion man is Crowder.
Here's Eckler to begin the drive.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. 57 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times.
At halftime, you had to feel like the defense had to be in a good position. They had to feel good about themselves. They'd have this guy boxed in all game long, but after that run, that might be the breakthrough that he's looking for. Now they may have some difficulty dealing with him the rest of today.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Out left to Dotson. And he's got this down a yard or two shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it's second down. Out of the gun, Eckler running it. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. Brewing right here.
So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33.
Come on, set, go.
On the option, here's Eckler. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, and now they go from 2nd and 2 to a tough 3rd and 4.
Brings up 3rd and 4.
Let's go now.
Now Daniels. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. The rookie from LSU leading this offense well. A good throw there leads to a first down.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal.
I don't know about you, Brandon, but I often think to myself, in these situations, I want a back who can create his own space, who can break tackles, and in a sense, become his own blocker. We don't have that guy in the game right now.
And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. The 2nd down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there. Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal. Here's Daniels. Dotson has it. Touchdown, Commanders. 4 yards on the touchdown grab as his guys are able to extend their lead. There was a lot of zip on that pass, and baseball might have called that a frozen rope.
I like it when you bring the diamond into the game. I'm going back to the gridiron. Had some heat on that bad boy. Sometimes you throw a touchdown pass, and sometimes
you throw, what, a touchdown strike?
There you go. That's my man, in concert.
Sly on for the extra point. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. That time, a 9-play drive. And it was Jahan Dotson with a touchdown catch to finish things off. Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. The visitors' offense and running back Saquon Barkley ready to get going again. And as you take a look at the numbers, you have to imagine he was the topic of the halftime talk for this defense. We've got to find a way to slow him down. That's probably what they're saying. But nothing that they have done has worked so far. They'll start on the ground here on first down. Up past the 30, second down coming up.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
And Smith in motion right. And he'll get it here on the touch pass.
And not much of an opening there as he's only going to get this to about the 32. Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5.
A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
And this one incomplete. And another throw that really could have been, maybe should have been intercepted. That would have been number 4. Instead, it's 4th down.
The Eagles send out their punter now as he'll punt it away for the second time. Oh, it's a wobbler here. And a fair catch taken back near about the 35, 36-yard line.
The Commanders' offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense.
That last drive, it was a good mix. Run, pass, defense on their toes.
And what really helps out in a big way is when you're doing the run-pass mix and everything's working, that means that they're guessing wrong every time on defense. They think you're going to pass when you run and vice versa. I would continue that, and when they finally draw a bead on you, maybe mix it up a little bit, a little play action and throw the ball.
And will they maintain that balance? Time to find out.
Daniels looking to throw. To the right side and caught by Sennett.
And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40.
A good down to possibly take a shot, and in fact, they'll come up with an empty backfield on 2nd and inches. They'll grab 3 yards on the play, taking it himself for the first down.
And what a weapon to have when you can use your quarterback as a short yardage runner and pick up first downs.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Zacchaeus here hauling it in. It'll be a gain of 5, and it'll be 2nd down.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
Throwing the out route, and Crowder makes the catch.
And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down about the 21 or 22.
9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
And he'll get it down this time to the 17. Call it a gain of 3 on the play, and that will bring up 2nd down.
And that's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
Operating from the gun, Daniels. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up, not that time. Motion man is Crowder. Daniels from the gun on 3rd down. That's caught by Sennett.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. That one goes for 8 yards.
And in a lot of ways, that catch is expected. Red zone presence, and that one was realized there. You've got to find your tight end in that situation.
Let's go.
Gets this out quickly to Dodson.
And he gets halfway home from the 10 to the 5 on a pickup of 5. And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal.
Option play, and they'll give to Eckler.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
I'll tell you what, this defense hasn't played its best, but they're still right in this football game. And if they keep making plays just like that, they're going to give their offense a chance.
So backed up to the 6 now. 3rd and goal. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Into a double team, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Reed Blankenship. And the Eagles force the turnover, and they'll take over at the 10.
Well, it's not the first time we've seen him give one up here during his rookie season. And in this case, zone coverage forced the mistake. He's made some strides week to week in how he's handling the different type of coverages that he's seeing. But clearly, there's some... to do.
A handoff to Barkley on the option.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
But these guys are going to chop into that deficit. They got to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
Here's Carr. And this is caught. It's Brown. And he'll take this across the 25 before going out of bounds. A big pickup there for the Eagles' first down, 18 yards.
And they were backed up to start the drive, but not anymore. Now, that's the play call that the offensive coordinator had in his head. You saw the end result. He wanted to go ahead and push the ball downfield, and that's what they did. And they wound up with good yardage there to get things rolling.
And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
I know we can't hear what's going on in that huddle right now, but I'll guarantee you at least one offensive lineman is saying, my bad, we simply couldn't move them off the line of scrimmage. We've got to do a better job trying to root those guys out of there.
And he'll take this to the 32, a gain of about 3.
That play reminded me a lot of a former teammate of mine. We used to call him the trash man. His ability to sift through traffic and make plays was uncanny.
And that's exactly what you want from your Mike linebacker. Here's Carr to throw.
That is caught. And he is going to have an Eagles first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
Under a minute to go in this 3rd quarter as they come up 1st and 10. Smith will come in motion right.
Here's a fake on the jet sweep as he'll go instead with Barkley.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. How about Jonathan Allen there pushing upfield to make the stop behind the line? Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Again, it's Barkley.
And once again, the Commander defense stout against the run game. They drop him for a 2nd straight play.
Back-to-back 2-yard losses, and that sets up a tough 3rd and 14. 1 quarter remains here in Week 16. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
back now at Commanders Field.
It's the Eagles behind on the scoreboard, but with the football here as we start the fourth quarter. A long way to go here on third down for the 8th play of the drive. Now Carr. And that will be incomplete.
Coverage was awfully tight there on third down. They actually closed off all the passing lanes, forcing the incompletion and bringing up fourth down.
The Eagles send out their punter now as he's on here to punt it away. A call for a fair catch, and it's made at about the 23-yard line. Only 29 yards on the punt there. Definitely not his best.
And the Commanders will take over with a 1st and 10.
And he is going to lose yardage here.
Now, during that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. Always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside. Still 15 yards to go, 2nd down.
Here we go, here we go.
Working out of the gun, Daniels.
This one caught by Crowder. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. This offense so far on third down, they've converted 5 times in their many chances thus far. This is 3rd and 11. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need.
Well, it certainly felt like he was going to challenge this defense no matter what, and he stepped up and tried to throw it to the outermost edge of the zone coverage, and they were more than ready for him. The problem now is if they are limited in what they're doing throwing the football, they got to figure out how to move it without being able to throw it to the outside and throw it downfield.
The Eagles just about set to go to work on offense. The interception was a great starting point, but now they need points pretty quickly, down 2 scores.
They'll try the right side here. Barkley. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Working from the gun, it's Carr. This is Smith with a grab. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. 23 yards the pickup there.
Well, every drive from here out is definitely crucial and critical. They know that they need to get at least 3 here to get it back to a 1-score game. But I can't imagine that in their huddle that they're thinking at all about getting a field goal. They want to get into the end zone and then try and get the ball back again.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10.
Now a toss right to Barkley. And he'll find his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground. honed in on it and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Running again with Barkley on second down.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
Now, whistles and a stoppage here. Looks like one of the Eagles is in some discomfort out there. But not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment. Tough spot here, 3rd down and 11.
From the gun, it's Carr. And it's intercepted at the goal line.
Picked off by Quan Martin. And the Commanders force the turnover, and they'll take over at the 10. Well, I mean, field goals probably aren't going to cut it at this point. This was touchdown or bust, and unfortunately for them, it turned out to be bust.
Yeah, they're feeling like they've got to force the issue here. Maybe take some chances they wouldn't have earlier in the game. But give credit to this defense. They've really stood tall throughout, and they come up with the interception in the end zone.
The home team's offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And it's been a struggle for him all afternoon. This defense has really done a nice job of making him earn everything he gets, and it's prevented him from getting into any kind of rhythm here today. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. Turnover that just got him the football back, obviously a big one, because had they been able to score on the other side, this would have been a one-possession game.
So you don't sense full relief here then?
No, I don't, especially with the ball this deep in their own territory, because you make a mistake, they've got it right back in prime position.
They certainly do. So now, almost like a 4-minute offense, right? Take care of this bad boy. Make sure the other team doesn't touch it, but move it with consistent gains, wear down the clock, and make them use their timeouts in this situation.
Checks this one down to Robinson. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And he's going to have a Commander's first down. He needed 5. He got it barely, as it will officially go down as a gain of 5 yards.
First and 10 at the 20-yard line.
On the option, here's Eckler.
And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see. Fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line.
12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down. They'll run out of the gun with Eckler. To about the 35, 2nd down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Now the ball comes loose, but this will fortunately wind up out of bounds.
Looking at it from the defense's perspective, they could have really used the football to try to start eating into this deficit.
Yeah, because now possession's so crucial at this stage of the game, and when you've got an opportunity to hop on a turnover and you don't get it, you can feel the frustration all the way up here.
And the offense, they're living right now. Another bounce and break.
And a big one. loss here as he's taken down.
Zach Baun able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon. I don't know what else can be said about this pass rush. They have been sensational. CD, that is now 6 sacks for them.
And how many times do we talk to offensive coordinators and they say a sack is a result of everyone on offense not doing their job? But let's be honest about this one. This is the offensive line unable to counter the pass rush. They've been teeing off all game long.
To the air goes Daniels.
And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, third down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
To throw is Daniels.
And that is incomplete. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
Rodgers to return it. This will be a 41-yard punt, 3 on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The visitors' offense and their running back getting set to go once more. And it's hard to believe you could run the ball a whole lot better than he has. The vision, the cutback ability, the acceleration, it's all been on display throughout.
The Eagles' offense set to begin their next drive.
Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news. But this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner.
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Nice satisfying run on first down for the offense, picking up 5, which means defensively, the thought process is entirely different. You don't want to panic, but at the same time, you're saying to each other, we've got to tighten this down. We can't give up gains like that.
Carr now to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Brown.
And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45.
11 yards for number 11.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
Over the middle here to Brown. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and that'll leave him with a 3rd and just a yard. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
To throw his Carr.
And he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home. More than one defender there, and that's a loss of 5 on the sack.
And Charles, they only needed a yard there. They try to pass the football. What do you think?
Well, I can't really go all out and kill them for the call because that 3rd and 1 fake and throw it over the top for a big play, that often does work, but in this situation, the pressure got to him.
Now Carr, got to have this one.
Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down.
Boy, and congratulations there to Derek Carr. They're showing it on the scoreboard here. That last pass puts him over 40,000 passing yards for his career, and that is quite an accomplishment for the longtime Raider.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. The Eagle passing game looking good on this drive. It's a first down.
He's certainly done a nice job spreading the field on this drive, and here he finds his big tight end for good yardage. And that's what you have to do. Keep defenses guessing about where you're going to go with the football.
In motion right, that's Hardman.
To throw, it's Carr.
And that went too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10.
In motion right, that's Hardman.
Carr going to throw.
And he's just throwing the ball up for grabs now. Fortunately, that one going to fall incomplete.
What will look like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
Carr. Oh, what a heck of an effort there as he'll make the diving catch. The Eagle passing game looking good on this drive. It's a 1st down.
But correct me if I'm wrong. You're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
He'll get this down inside the 10 for a pickup of about 3.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again, they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
Second down, here's Barkley again.
And he maneuvers his way down to the 3-yard line.
168 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
So a decent deficit at this stage in the second half. 4-down territory?
No doubt about it. There's not a chance that he hasn't looked ahead and said, okay, if we gain yardage on this play, this is what we'll do going forward. If we lose yardage, this is the play call that I'll have ready.
Now Carr. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get it the least a 3-and-out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
After the field goal, here's Elliott to kick it away.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Now we get a stoppage because, as you can see, a member of the Commanders in some obvious discomfort. Always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside.
Okay, ready?
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Their lead back down to 1 score after the field goal a moment ago, so they'll be looking to string together a few first downs, likely on the ground as they begin 1st and 10.
And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
Alert! Alert! Smash! Smash!
Here's Daniels. He'll get this out wide to Eckler. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Washington with the football here as we welcome you back. Here we go, 3rd and 1. Gut check time on both sides. They'll try to pick up the first with Eckler, and he'll be brought down right around the 37. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Once more, here's Eckler. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with, and throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to, and it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
5 points of contact necessary at this stage as they'll run on first down. And a pretty athletic run right there as he's going to get this down inside the 40. Washington about to close this one out as they are down to a knee. The Eagles will take their 3rd and final timeout as they get the stoppage with 65 seconds remaining. And they will take a knee here. And they'll indeed take a knee.
Listen, anytime you take a knee to end a game, that means you've won it. So it doesn't matter whether it's home or on the road, but there's something a little extra special about doing it in front of your home crowd, isn't there?
And the home crowd applauding. They're happy with what they've seen. Chalk this one up in the left-hand column for a win.
Yeah, that's right. Head to the locker room, throw the wristbands in the crowd for the kids, your gloves, your towels. Get to share it with the home team.
What a game we were treated to in this one. And on that final play, they had a chance. They had the ball just beyond midfield for one final shot, but couldn't get it done, and they suffered a loss.
Yeah, and you mentioned how they had a chance on that final play, and getting it to midfield gave them that opportunity, hoping they could find their way to the end zone and make that miracle happen. A really good ending to an entertaining contest, though.
So for Washington, the win moves them to 8-7 now on the year. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for the Eagles, it's another loss as they now fall to 4-11. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.